These inmates apparently defeated the system. The sheriff's office says the inmates broke through a wall behind a toilet that was out of view from deputies. They apparently did this after breaking a lock and forcing a sliding door to their cell off of its track. Jail is reportedly understaffed. The only officer assigned to the escapees' housing unit had stepped away for food, and that's when those inmates opened the cell door.
Shows an inmate yanking on the cell door, pulling it off its tracks. At 1:01 a.m. shows all 10 running out of the loading dock door, some carrying blankets with them towards the fence facing Interstate 10. Another camera captures them running across the interstate as cars drive past, one hitting the brakes to avoid hitting them. The sheriff's office says the jail is 150 inmates over capacity and was not designed to house violent offenders.
When the workplace is understaffed, things get detrimental, super detrimental when involving a prison. Not having the manpower to keep a watchful eye on a house full of heathens and demons is a recipe for disaster. And that is what the state of Louisiana is currently in, a state of disaster, urging people to stay inside their houses, urging tourists to stay inside their hotels. Imagine you leaving work. You on your way home, driving on the highway, and you see a group of men in orange suits running across the highway like they on the final stretch in a cross-country race.
And another camera captures them running across the interstate as cars drive past, one hitting the brakes to avoid hitting them. The sheriff's office says the jail is 150 inmates over capacity and was not designed to house violent offenders.
If I was driving on the highway and I seen that, I would instantly speed up. Now I'm in a rush to get my black ass home because it's about to get dangerous out here. Pit bulls are on the loose, lions are on the loose, grizzly bears, with intentions on turning the city of New Orleans into chopped cheese.
Happening now in New Orleans, several inmates remain on the run tonight. Authorities say the men are considered armed and dangerous, and some are charged with murder.
Deputies discovered the men were missing during a routine head count that prompted the jail to issue emergency protocols. Authorities announcing some of the escapees have been captured. One of the inmates, Kendall Miles, was captured less than 3 miles away from the jail, hiding beneath a car. Miles is charged with attempted second-degree murder. The other inmates facing an array of charges from murder to aggravated assault.
I'm not even in the state of Louisiana. I'm in Florida, but even I'm taking precaution and staying in the house. The boot is too close to Florida, and if they're capable of getting out of prison, then they're capable of getting out of Louisiana and coming to Florida. Florida is too close to Louisiana, so I'm playing it safe as hell. Have you ever encountered somebody who's in survival mode? Have you ever encountered somebody that feels like committing a crime is their only resort to survival? Well, I have, and trust me, they are dangerous as hell.
Osceola County Sheriff's Office says on Sunday evening, someone staying at the Rivera Motel in Kissimmee ordered pizza. Detectives claim Alvelo delivered the pizza to the person, but she was not happy with her tip.
They say Alvelo came back to the motel room, this time with a man who had a gun. They say the two of them forced their way into the room, and then Alvelo used a knife to stab the victim several times.
The woman is also accused of stealing things from the room. She is facing charges of home invasion, attempted murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault.
That goes to show you don't trust nobody, no matter where they are.
Imagine encountering a group of people in survival mode. Imagine going to the corner store to get a Black and Mild in a Colt 45 high gravity. Next thing you know, you encounter a heathen in an orange jumpsuit telling you to strip naked because they need to change out the jumpsuit. They take your money, they take your Black and Mild, they take your Colt 45 high gravity, and now you're walking home naked as hell, broke as hell, with no Black and Mild and no Colt 45 high gravity. I'll be damned. So please stay in the house. It's dangerous as hell out here. Imagine encountering Derek Groves. Look at this Negro. Read the charges. Second degree unaliving, attempted second degree unaliving. He may attempt to locate the witnesses in the unaliving trial. Imagine being one of the witnesses in his trial. They better be strapped like T.I. in 2008.
hours before he was to take the stage at the BET Hip Hop Awards, federal agents say rapper T.I. arranged to purchase machine guns and silencers. Agents with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives arrested the Grammy winner at a shopping center blocks away from the venue.
Imagine encountering Corey Boyd. This man looks like Lil Baby's evil twin. Ladies, clench your purses. Fellas, tuck your chains. This is next Friday in real life. Real life Debos, real life sticky fingers, willing to sit in the truck filled with K9s just to travel to the ops for a rematch. If I was a cop and I seen this, I would have called out of work. I would have went straight to the doctor and got my doctor's note, and I would have made sure the medical condition I choose to have gonna have me out for a couple of weeks. If I was a cop and I seen this, I would have hung my badge up or requested desk work. I'm not trying to be in the field with them heathens. I don't want to be outside. Keep me in the air condition. This ain't what I signed up for.
New Orleans officials releasing these photos from inside the cell where 10 men are believed to have escaped through the wall overnight, prompting a massive search. The photos show a dislodged toilet inside one of the cells and the words "too easy" scribbled above, pointing to a hole where they believe to have escaped.
There are 1,400 people in this jail, over the city council 1250 limit. So can you monitor every single person every day? No, we don't have the bodies to do that.
Officials believe the toilet could not be removed with bare hands, suggesting someone inside the jail system may have helped the inmates unscrew it with the power tool.
We have reason to believe that there was some assistance with this. That's why we're thoroughly investigating. We placed 3 individuals on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation.
The U.S. Marshals are helping local police with the manhunt, and the FBI is offering a $5,000 reward for tips that lead to the wanted men's capture.
Bruh, I'm in the house right now with all the lights off, locked in a bathroom, sitting in the bathtub with a shotgun in my lap. I ain't playing no games, bruh. I'm staying war ready and vigilant until these heathens are back in their cages. I called my plug and asked him to front me a 10 sack until next week. He told me I had to come pick it up. I told him, hell nah. If you want these $10, you gonna have to come to me. A gram of collard green is not worth me risking my life. I'll be damned. Imagine the struggle some of these men went through to get through that hole. That hole small as hell. Do these inmates have bones? They must have been doing yoga and stretching like hell in prison. I don't even see myself fitting through that hole. And I'm 130 pounds. I'm small as hell. So how did they grown, big asses get through that hole? No homo. New Orleans PD better stay vigilant. They better be putting in that overtime. They better be calling their spouses and telling them they gonna be coming in a little bit later tonight. This is not the time to be clocking out. This is not the time to be going on a break. Y'all better get y'all asses on the street and fight the hell out these crimes. The civilians are scared.
You can see them on your screen right there. They are still involved in a very active manhunt at 3:30 in the afternoon at this hour. And the area around, this is Derek Groves. This is a little bit more about the different offenders that they are looking at right now. You could see that was Derek Groves, who was just recently convicted. I believe he may be waiting sentencing, which is why he hasn't been transferred to a state facility yet. But this is Leo Tate. Charges against him: simple burglary, possession of a firearm by a felon, drug charges, theft of a motor vehicle. That's what he's wanted for. Corey Boyd, second-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, aggravated battery, and illegal carrying of a weapon. These are the charges against Corey Boyd. He's awaiting trial. Antoine Massey, charges of domestic battery involving strangulation, theft of a motor vehicle, and a parole violation that was recently revoked, I think in March of this year. So he just recently was put back in the jail, and now he is out on the lam right now. Gary Price, charges against him: multiple counts of attempted first-degree murder, aggravated second-degree battery, multiple shooting case, I think, involving him. And Lenton Van Buren, these are the charges against him: second-degree murder, aggravated robbery with a firearm, possession of a firearm by a felon. Jermaine Donald, second-degree murder charges, aggravated battery.
One day, I went to the store to get a pack of backwoods. It was some dude in the store that just got out of prison. It was just me, him, and the cashier in the store. And out of nowhere, he started screaming about how he ready for a Negro to try him because he's ready to go back to prison. And then he threw his car keys on the ground. Bruh, I left that store with no backwoods. I got the hell out of there. He sounded too confident when he said he ready to go back to prison, and that made me ready to go back to the house. I said, forget about them backwoods. I'ma roll my trees up with toilet paper. It's too dangerous out here. Do you know how hard it is to be a successful prison escapee? Being a successful prison escapee is harder than being a successful quarterback in the NFL. As soon as you escape, you gotta find a change of clothes. Strong arm a few women for their purses to get some cash in your pocket. Find a man with a boat. Then you gotta pay the man with the boat with the cash you got from strong arming women. Pay him to take you to Jamaica or Mexico, and then you gotta start a new life. Do you know how hard that is? That's hard as hell. No homo. Double pause that. Woke up in the morning where my drawers at. Imagine a prison escapee vlogging their experience, capturing their adventure, their certified freedom. Do you know the type of numbers that vlog would do? Billions of views, Michael Jackson numbers. Would you look at that? This man escaped prison in New Orleans and now he working at a gas station in Cuba. I'll be damned. Pumping the hell out that gas, refilling the slurping machines. That's good for him.